Hello everybody, Geekers here, coming to you with a non-spoiler review of Ghostbusters Answer the Call. This is the 2016 reboot of the original 1980s Ghostbusters movie. Ghostbusters Answer the Call stars Kristin Wiig, Kelly McKinnon, can't think of her name, Melissa McCarthy, and Leslie Jones. Directed by Paul Feig. Now, I'm going to give you an honest review about this movie with no spoilers, and this is what I took away from the movie. This is a 2.5 hour long movie, and I believe it was 30 minutes more than it should have been. To be honest, during the movie, I only laughed once, because a lot of the jokes I felt weren't funny or were forced. And that's just not good. It let some of the comedy didn't flow like how it should. Now, character-wise, my favorite character in this movie were actually two of them, and one I was really surprised. I loved Kristin McKinnon's portrayal of Holtzman, and I really loved Holtzman. Her character was funny, on par. Her jokes were actually pretty funny, except for a couple of them. And what I was really surprised was the character Patty. In the trailers, the character Patty was given the stereotype of the loud black woman actor, but she wasn't. She, to me, was actually the grounding point of the entire Ghostbusters team. Her and Holtzman were the backbone. Now, the Kristin Wiig and Melissa McCarthy's characters, in my opinion, there was no chemistry for them to have been friends for a long time, that went their separate ways and then came back. It just, the chemistry there didn't feel right. It felt like they really didn't want to be there. Like I said, that's my opinion. It's just that, okay, this is weird. You're supposed to be a team, but two of you don't mesh well. Now, Melissa McCarthy's character and Kristin Wiig, or Kelly McKinnon's character, those two, they were tight. It was really a really good chemistry between those two and the Leslie Jones character, Patty. To me, that was good. It's just that if you have two characters that's supposed to be in a team that you don't feel like they should be there, that's one of the things I just didn't like. Special effects, to me, were really bright and cheesy at points. They looked good, but just didn't look like they should. I think it's because a lot of the original Ghostbusters did a lot of practical effects. This was too CGI and too bright. For me, to being a Ghostbusters movie, that the ghosts were made really, really bright and colorful. Just, it to me, didn't sit right. Their gear, on the other hand, I did love the gear. The gear was absolutely fantastic. Special effects wise for that was pretty good. I was going like, oh, their proton packs are going to be stupid, but then I realized what Holtzman did to them was actually making them more compact. For a minute there, I thought my camera stopped. More compact than the actual original Ghostbusters gear. The ghost trap was interesting. It went on to explain some of the tech and some of the gear that she made to enhance the other Ghostbusters equipment. Was actually a really cool idea. Overall, I will say that through this movie, I only really laughed once through this whole movie, and that was a shame. I will say that the final battle scene had its good points. It was really good until one part, and I'm like, you really went there with that joke. Um, there was a lot of really characters that were really, to me, two-dimensional, that really had no character development whatsoever. Um, now, the Kevin, their secretary, I didn't like him. He was being portrayed too stupid. And I just didn't like it. It felt like a caricature, like a stereotype, but it just, I didn't like that character. So, to be overall, I did not enjoy Ghostbusters Answer the Call. It wasn't a good... It was, to me, a good movie. If you only laughed once during the entire movie and it's supposed to be a comedy... Now, if they had done it in the original Ghostbusters universe instead of like this own separate thing, yes, maybe it would have been better. But that, like I said, that's my opinion. And I'm actually not judging this movie with the original Ghostbusters movie. I said, okay, I'm not going to compare the two as in story-wise. So I put the original Ghostbusters out of my mind, and I went with what I saw here. Now, like I said, the special effects in that wise, I did compare that with knowing, okay, this is a technology the 80s Ghostbusters movie had. This is what they had to do. And then you had the new one, well, we have all these new technologies, CGI and stuff like that. But to me, they went too over the top with a lot of the visual effects of the ghosts. Then really too colorful, in my opinion. So I really can't recommend Ghostbusters Answer the Call. Not anything against the actresses. I actually liked the actresses, except I'm not a huge fan of Melissa McCarthy. So they are good actresses. I'll even say Melissa McCarthy's a good actress. But I'm not a fan of her. But she's a good actress. But that team just didn't really mesh well, in my opinion. So, like I said, this is my honest opinion of Ghostbusters Answer the Call. I'm Geekers, and I'll see you later.